bark, bark. Potato. はい。聞こえますか？ Am I audible? Audible? 11来た何はい、皆さん、こんばんにゃ。はい、こんばんにゃ。こんばんにゃ。こんばんや。聞こえますぼ。Oh my god, no, not the Japanglish. Oh hell no. Alright. So, good evening. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Konbanya. My name is Anzu. And I'm an apricot that delivers packages. From me to you. I'm adaptable now. Adaptables. Yes, boruborush. Anzuka, you must be in heaven. Oh hell no, you must be in hell. I will scratch every single one of you until you shredo pieces, yeah? Shredo. Cut is good in shredding, yes. We are built in to shred. Wow. Alright. So, for today's package, we're gonna go to trial. Aha! Hanya. We're going to go on trial. For the first time for this episode, we're going to be protecting or defending Natsume-san. Start playing from save file. Yes. I think I'm supposed to. Nyaho. 20th February, 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendants Antechamber.
Well, I never expected this. Who would have thought we'd be back here again so soon? We are on a study tour of Great Britain, with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experiences as possible.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's true, but...
For the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it would be life-changing. In which case, treating it as a research may seem a little crass. Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right.
Good morning! Is it Natsume-san?
Ah, Mr. Natsume, good morning. Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot.
Actually, they are. Look at that. He's so pink.
The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yeah, I've heard of that expression. But I don't want to catch a worm.
So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink.
And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result.
Do all literary people take things so literally? Popochi. I like that. Do all literary people take things so literally? Didux.
Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume.
I wish I had 9 lives! My whole future hangs in the balance! I have many lives. Too terrified to tremble.
Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can't do this. I can't take it. Although locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Yes?
I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair in London.
Oh,
Neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Miss Sato? I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea.
so the all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence then, is it?
Don't hide the truth from me!
It's because of the Reaper, isn't it?
Lord Van Zeeks? Is that right, Miss Sato? I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of every one. I knew it! Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday.
Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? He was on vacation, guys. You don't have to take it so personally.
Inosuke always there where the hot shiz is boiling.
Oh, that's right. That is right.
Looks like my chat on my OBS has some delay.
Now it's just a blank canvas. Nani kore? Burra.
The trial 2 days ago marked Lord Van Zeek's return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. The trial of Magnus Macleod. What a harrowing experience that was.
Is he a protag? I don't know, maybe.
I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers are asking, and they are all speculating various answers. Mundane? Mundane! It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us. Oh dear. I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it.
Well,
Lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago. Yes, I agree. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
it's you.
Me? Well, I suppose that's true. Both times it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. Yet, it can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper! Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers. I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck.
Thanks for that.
Oh, this is just my luck! Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? By the least luckiest lawyer alive!
Man, he's not holding back on his words, is he?
Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you.
Nya, see? Nya.
Yes, it's true that I'm just a student new to London with little in the way of experience or skills or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. How benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're not alone here, with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side. Oh, benevolent, non-locum assistant Miss Mikotomo Esquires.
I am in your debt forever! I shall never forget this great kindness.
Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once.
Huh, he must be a Sith Lord.
Alright then, Mr. Natsume, it's fine. Let's go!
Yes! I like this guy. Eccentric, ne?
This is it. My second appearance in the British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. Kazuma-sama, why have you left us? Why did you have to die? I miss you. Okay, back to the game, Anzu. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me.
That's so sweet.
I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight.
That's so sweet. Kazuma-sama, I miss you. Kazuma-sama. 20th February niya. 10 a.m. niya. The Old Bailey courtroom niya. Wow, so many people. It's Santa Claus.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this courtroom to be in session. Ho ho ho. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Ho 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 ho. Oh my god, Mr. Vampire. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. He's the next Batman. He's auditioning for Batman, I swear. The defense is ready, my lord.
Yes, I'm a Nyoyer.
The Nipponese are truly fascinating breed.
Is Ari what?
Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago. A mere amateur.
Do you have a point?
Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance. Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description.
Susato-san.
After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent.
Oh, he's gonna chug-a-lug-a-bugga. I have coffee.
Very true, and a most fascinating if dark trial it was too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate violent end.
Wow, so dramatic. Nya. Nya, see? Nya.
Thank you, counsel. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Ho ho ho. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public?
You have choco? You have chocolate? Chocoreto? Ano skill mo I want? Can you give me chocolate? Nyang. 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 Is that not enough cuteness? What about this one? Nya. Is that okay? I want choco. Give me your choco. Whoa.
Oh my god, I see you again. It's this guy again. You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone. Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear.
Oh well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow.
Oh my god, it's her, the maid. Well, technically the wife of the apartment guy, right? I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible that mustached foreigner did the deed. Come on, what are you waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway.
Sorry. Didn't quite catch that. Oh, I get chocolate? Thank you. Thank you, Shikama.
Well, let us now proceed. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zieks. Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably the kindness has not been returned. In fact, this student is accused of a most sinister act.
Oh, poor bottle. Poor cup.
Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street. A knife crime, I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst bloody oaths they are. Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese. Come on, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry. I didn't quite catch that.
Pray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hollow chalice here in this great chamber.
Sure, vampire-san.
Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Very well. Ho, ho, ho. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please.
Inspector? Huh? Is it like the fish and chips guy? Oh, the sacrilegious dude who puts his fish and chips in his pocket and then takes it out and bites it. Oh my god.
Your name and occupation, please. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector, Scotland Yard. Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector? The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green. I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be? Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since.
Comatose? Wow.
What? So they don't even know who she is for sure? Comatose, I see. But her life is not in danger. Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray elaborate on the death, Inspector. Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map. Oh my god, he's turning Western. You know, like cowboy-ish, oh my god. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street.
Walking down, yeah?
Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back.
Oh no. Oh no.
Luckily, the young lady's life was spared and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. Where else will this game take us? Who knows? But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Thank you, Inspector. Ho ho, you are in the nice list, lol. The court will accept the documents as evidence if you please.
Bam 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 bam.
What of the weapon that was used? Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's bag. Ouch, that big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now. With a heavy blade like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman. Even the scragged-looking Suseki-san, I suppose. A common or garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence. Ho ho ho. Ho 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 ho. Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume? From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have had anything much worth pinching, my lord. I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment towards the victim? I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, doesn't appear to get out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim. Hey!
He raises his hand like he's in class.
If theft and grievance had been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have had for stabbing the young woman?
Yeah, what's my motive?
Yet you arrested the man in spite of that, in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way. Oh my god. Okay, reset my brain. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery.
I would have caught that.
But your words have soured its hollowed bouquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here.
Eh? What?
Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student. Yes, sir!
Wow. Did you see how he handled the bottle? Oh my god. Mr. Natsume's arrest.
As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him.
Ah, bloke.
Old books, you say? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident.
Wow, look at her sadness.
Oh yes, I can clearly see the books to which you are referring.
Yeah. So much, yeah.
I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector.
Bum 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 bum.
You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
Well,
Forgive me, Lord Van Zeeks, but the defendant is not denying everything as you put it. What are you doing, Miss Osato? Do go on. Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now that you mention it.
When we visited him in the prison yesterday, he did tell us that what had happened. As I was walking along the accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman, wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my cursed lodgings.
He just got coward. He got scared.
A green overcoat?
Well, that's exactly what the woman in that print is wearing.
Oh my, a photographic print in full color? What will the world would come up with next? The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back.
Yeah.
There was nobody else there at the time. Just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there is nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. A fact that the accused concedes. It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please. Ho, ho, ho. Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance.
I sound like a typical shonen
Anime protagonist, I think. A throwing knife? Could be. Could be.
Dun 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 dun.
Mata! It's a shonen anime. Ish, in a way though, yeah. A light fog, you say? Well, light for London. You could see the opposite side of the street for once. Not much farther though. That's light?
Is it?
Around these parts, yes. Not something I'd expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course. I've read that London is famous for its fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance. How quaint. Yes, well, it's not something as Londoners tend to romanticize as I expect you can appreciate.
I see.
At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm.
Whoa, that's amazing.
Indeed. The other day I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling. Ugh. Susato-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen. However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused. Huh. How are you able to state that with any certainty? Quite simply, my learned friend,
because that is what the witness to this crime have told us.
Oh yeah, Inspector Gregson mentioned the witness yesterday, didn't he? That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard. Aye, that is correct, ma'am. That slap. Then we must hear their testimony.
The prosecution will of course call them to the stand, should it be necessary.
But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen.
I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas streetlights.
Nahonya. Hi, Nahonya. Yaho.
The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. White, here in London for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness. Ho ho ho.
Yeah, you got Rudolph, Mr. Santa Claus.
Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to.
It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector.
Inspect niya.
Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement.
Mata!
From behind, you say?
Aye, that's right. As you can see from this print.
From this brand, which is high definition for its time.
Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. And you say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition, comatose no less? Ho ho ho.
I'm afraid so, my lord. Yes, she's being treated at Bart's.
Bart Simpson? What?
I was hopeful that she'd come around before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't to be.
Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events. Luck is on your client's side, it seems.
On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky.
Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid.
Accused ran off, blah blah blah. Nya nya nya.
Mr. Natsume's belongings, I think you'll find it all. You'll find it's all there in the photographic print of the crime scene.
Yes, the 3 books on the floor.
That's right, my lord. Second-hand books they were. Irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course.
The accused could easily have carried all 3 books in one hand.
St. Bartholomew's Hospital, may assume, founded in 1123. Ah, yeah, that could be. Wow, so what?
Which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example.
He's very clever, isn't he?
What do you mean?
He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with his books. He's managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there.
You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back? Ho, ho. Aye, that must have been what happened, my lord. Yes. Yes.
Yeesh.
Wait, I think I remember something about was it the library card? A receipt discovered in Mr. Natsume's room for some books that he had purchased from a second-hand shop before the incident occurred. Yeah, I think it's this one. Customer, Mr. Natsume. The sum of 2 shillings tendered in receipt of the picture of Monsieur Lecoq? Lecoq? I don't know how to pronounce. A meal for Gaboriao. Canterbury yearnings. Ooh, let's take a look at the knife.
Wow, look at the knife, so pointy.
I almost cut my finger with a Swiss knife when I was a kid.
I was playing with it, looked fun, and then the blade suddenly popped out and I was like
but my fingers were intact.
yay.
Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo. Just at the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing. You're right! Well spotted, Mrs. Sato. I wonder what could have happened to it. Yes, you don't think it could still be lodged in the victim, do you? Oh dear, I do hope not. That sounds terribly painful.
That could be important. Wow, this is an inefficient murder weapon, eh?
It will give your victim a long, painful death. She does look like an olive, you know? She's round and green. So cute.
Wow, I can look at it.
But there's not much to look at. Back.
これはマップ、これはアームバンド。Okay.
Okay, so I think I have an idea where we can get this.
Mata!
The defendant apparently visits a second-hand bookshop on a daily basis. Yes. So I understand. A shop full of old English literature. I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention. The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid.
Ah, Mapu. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Bourbon books? Wait, isn't bourbon an alcoholic drink? The closest second-hand bookshop to the accused's lodgings is in this place here, Bourbon Books. A little place on the corner of Briar Road and Meerschaum Street.
What is Meerschaum?
As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home.
But what if he went to Calabash? You know, like, long way home.
Something like this.
Bum.
Oh, so bourbon is an alcohol.
I knew it!
Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. Ho ho ho. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from the particular shop.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
The most important point that the inspector just made being... wait, what? Oh, wait, what?
Huh? Oh.
I don't know.
Is it the bookstore?
Your books.
It's not the correct bookstore. It's not a Bourbon. Okay.
It's the bookstore. The bookshop's
name. Namae wa chikaimasu yo.
Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor?
What?
Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please?
Please? Please?
I believe it may be of vital importance.
Maybe. Well, you know what I mean, yes!
Yes, it could be a very important clue.
Very well. Not that I can see it being of any great significance, but please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector. Ho ho ho.
Yes, my lord, whatever you say. Could the man be any more sardonic? He was on his way home from Bourbon Vic's, a second-hand bookshop he apparently patronizes.
Haha! Gotcha. It's not a Bourbon. It is your. But not like you're from Spy X Family. It has a letter E.
If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson. What is it, sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know. This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room.
Yeah, that's right. IGIARI!
It was issued on the day of the incident, and it details the purchase of 3 books.
I can't speak anymore. Nani kore?
And details the purchase of 3 second-hand books. Might also be a rare family name.
Huh, maybe.
And you found that in the accused's room, did ya? Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it.
Go on.
This receipt was issued from a bookstore called Your Books.
Your books? Y-O-R-E, I presume.
Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a second-hand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books.
Eh? What? Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop?
Yes, sir. Your Books is another second-hand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that, well, it's such a small place I didn't think the accused would have known about it. But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And this receipt proves it.
Huh?
Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
IGIARI!
I disagree. I mean, after all, I have the street map here. If that might be of help? Oh, yes, thank you. Have a look at this, please. If the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all.
Oh, could that be?
My, it rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said? Absolutely. It absolutely could be right.
Hush, whisper, whisper.
Inspector Gregson, where is this Your Books establishment?
Juror number 2 is cute.
Yeah, she's cute. Nah, Skillmo, you should try wearing her clothes. Maybe you're gonna become cute too. Haha.
Oh, well, obviously we looked into that.
So where is it? Where is it? Should be on the right side.
It turns out that your books is just here on the next corner of Meerschaum Street going east.
Ha! It's on the other side. Then that means we went through Calabasha. Calabash Road.
And there you have it, as you can clearly see now. Oh. Why is this so funny? I would laugh my ass off if he starts drinking straight from the bottle instead of his little gauntlet there.
You doubt it? No! Nah. You should never doubt your cuteness, apricots. You're all cute whether you like it or not. No matter what gender and being you are cute. No arguments.
My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown, the way he regales us with such witticism.
Witticism.
To your future career in the circus.
Ha!
You put that glass down now or I'll put it down you!
Or, oh, sorry. Wait, no, I missed some words. That would be completely different if she would say that. One more time, retake.
You put that glass down now or I'll put it down for you!
Didn't think I needed to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from your books instead of Bourbon books, there's no doubt he still would have passed that place where the victim was stabbed. Yes, thank you, Inspector. Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow, Nipponese friend.
I
feel the shards in my hands, even if I didn't do the squash.
You doubt that the dress fits you well? We can make a custom one, so that it fits you, nah? We'll even put inflatable balloons so you have boobies. Haha.
Wherever the man purchases musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
What's a shonen-like way of saying that?
As I suspected, you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try.
What did I say, eh? I've had enough of this now.
Beg your pardon. Terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that?
Oh, poor Grandpa.
Mr. Naruhodo, we mustn't give up.
Well, what do you mean? If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty.
Ah, she's absolutely right.
We must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully. They claim Soseki-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way home from your books, but...
IGIARI!
I guess he does have the gloves, but I don't know, I feel like the shards would cut through or something, I don't know. Or they'll get stuck in that glove, ne? The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed. Explain yourself, counsel. Ho ho. Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places.
Calabash Road. Yeah.
If the defendant used these streets, look what happens.
Wow, nice.
He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked. Oh, I have a little story, guys. You heard a while ago the sound I made, right? When I said,
Yeah. Yeah.
one time I usually use that IRL. Did you know that? And I use it to say yes. Or yeah. And then one time, I think I was speaking with my parents and I was just trying to say yes or yeah over and over. So I do speak with them like cutesy at times. So I was like,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and then my dad was, Papa Apricot was like, can you do that again? Well, me, I was like, what? Oh, okay. And then I went,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
then he stared at me for about 2 seconds and said, why do you sound like an engine or motorcycle?
Why, Papa? Why?
Why you ruined it for me? And now that I hear it through the recording in my headphones, now I understand.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh Lord. Alright, where were we? He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked. Ka-chow. It does really sound like it. Oh goddamn. Taking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that route is commonly referred to as the long way around.
Oh.
On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home? The answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings and is the obvious perpetrator of this crime.
Nyanya and IGIARI key?
Huh? How do you do that? Wait.
IGIARI! Nyanya!
It doesn't sound right. IGIARI!
Nyanya!
I don't know. It still sounds like a freaking engine!
Nya, 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 nya.
Oh god, I'll never let this go. Yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home. I have already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection. That's right. As I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home.
It's only the nya, 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 nya.
No! Stop it! Yeah! Oh my god. Maybe I should take the... Maybe I should clip that out, the nya part, and then let's put the audio over a motorcycle or a car or something. So what if the car is like speeding after, right? You know, like you rev up the engine and then you go whoosh, a car or motorcycle, right? So I guess it would go something like
Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya.
oh god. I'm
shut up. I'm gonna stop doing that.
Ah! No. I don't believe this.
Anzu no Nyawasaki. Oh my god. Nyawasaki.
Nyawasaki. Nyoyoya.
Oh my god. Nyonda. Oh my god. Oh, we have a whole lineup of cat cars.
Nyawasaki.
And motorcycles. That's a motorcycle, right?
Nyawasaki. Nyonda. Nyonyota.
Oh my god. I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around this subject. Pray, what say you, insightful jurors?
But even if that is the case, the defense still...
Nani juror?
I agree with Lord Van Zeeks, wholeheartedly and in every way.
What?
I don't believe it. Does this mean... We members of the jury are completely convinced now?
Oh no. Oh no.
Ah, well, in that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court. Ho ho ho.
The maid wife, she's being a peach?
I guess so.
Oh my god, their voices. Hey, I kinda almost got some of them right.
Yeah!
Ah! Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
It appears the jury leaning is unanimous. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh man, he looks like me when I don't know the answers to an exam.
No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow.
Those are the eyes of Quarry not yet willing to give up and die. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. Rights of the defense written into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago.
Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses.
Summation examination, my god. Mouthful.
Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with the summation examination. Ho ho. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his uncle's refusal to throw in his alley.
Whippersnapper, oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
And in this corner, wearing a black suit and a top hat.
For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he? If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can only have been the victim. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter.
So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful.
I really don't care.
Can we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing.
Oh, your books, yes. Nice shop, that.
But Bobbin books? No, not worth a visit.
Oh, savage. Savage, old man.
With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. When the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. Ho, ho. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already.
Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now. Why did we have to run away? Why did he have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense? Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling. If we want to force the trial to continue... Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least. Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward. Why don't you just Susato throw everyone? I think they'll turn around.
You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. Ho, ho.
Yes, my lord. Wait.
Yes, my lord.
Oh, my cheeks. Slapping my cheeks. They hurt my cheeks.
I just need to keep this trial going somehow. Whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do it!
Da-da-dun, 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 da-da-dun.
Alright, Kay. I'm not sure what we can exactly present though. So I have a feeling it's going to be one of the statements. So let's press them all. Press.
Mata.
Excuse me, but aren't you...
Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago.
Oh, yes, I had a feeling I knew your face, or the side of it anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you?
That's right.
After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work.
And it was all going swimmingly until you started fossicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute.
Sorry?
Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals.
Well, you know, water under the bridge.
Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around and the police have been badgering me non-stop.
If I could turn back the clock.
Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't.
Thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind given our awkward history. Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now.
Mata!
You're right that at the time of the incident,
The defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him. Well, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly that funny little Nipponese man with a disturbing mustache is the culprit. But let us not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman. Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward. Honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes. But if that's a lie as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible? Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds?
I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it.
I do declare the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could possibly have committed this awful crime. If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple.
Nah, she's tough.
Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit. Oh my, you are too kind, my lord.
That went well for her.
Oh, it's okay, Trin.
The man.
But you can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken back from the Your books.
Oh yes, like you drew on the map, you mean? What was it, Calabash Road or something?
Precisely.
But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not.
Well, yes, that's true.
And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there?
Well, yes, that's true as well.
And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he?
Well, yes, that's annoyingly true.
Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible. Hold on, guys. Uhtred keeps rubbing his head on my foot. Oh, little baby. It's too dark, you guys won't be able to see him. The lights in my room have given up on me. Like my two lights. I think the light bulbs are dead already.
Gotta change them. Yeah, baby, it's okay. It's okay, good boy. It's okay.
Oh, you're gonna fall. Hold on, guys.
Yes, baby. Oh, you want to go out? Oh, okay.
Oh no, who could I call? Who you gonna call?
Apricot family.
Hold on. Hold on, guys.
Yes, with Trend, I know. Yeah, but I can't just abandon my stream, you know? Yeah, I contacted parents. Yeah, one of them will come to get you, okay? Just wait for a moment, please. Okay? Just wait, okay? Good boy.
It's not urgent, thank God. But if it's really urgent, let me know and then I'll bring you right away. Alright, good boy. Winter nights are dark and cold, so so the way I see it, you want to get home as quickly as possible.
Well, yes. Why is all this true?
So really the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be convincing you here.
I have given it a lot of thought, you know. I just didn't make up my mind on a whim that he did it. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone the Calabash Road way, it'd be different.
I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would.
A reason why Soseki-san might have taken the longer way home. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one.
What could that reason be? Man, her cheeks are so plump. Nani kore? Nani kore? Nani kore?
Whatever is the matter, young man?
You're the wife of Mr. Garidam, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume his room?
The master's wife? Where do you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand?
She's keeping up that charade? This is going to be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? Physics on a peach-like object. Yeah, true. That you'd been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean.
Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you say. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice.
I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in a little over a week now.
And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this?
Oh my goodness me! Yes, he's just the sort.
Oh wow. Damn, she just threw Mr. Natsume under the bus so fast.
What?
Spending all his time in the dark and dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous mustache. The man never speaks, and don't get me even started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something.
Oh dear. Poor Mr. Natsume. How could people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm. Nothing more. Well, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I'd better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She said enough damning things already.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now for Mr. Burley here. A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes.
Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so is my family's.
Oh. Yeah, Utrecht, yes? You really need to go? Oh, okay.
Alright guys, I'm gonna be right back. It seems like Utrecht really needs to go and no one's coming to the rescue.
Give me a minute or so, ne? BRB da ne. BRB da ne.
Maybe next time I'll change my BRB screen with like Uhtred's pictures, like a slideshow of his pictures. I don't know. I feel like that would be more entertaining.
Well, gonna go get the dog out. Hello? Hi. Tadaima.
Oh, Lord. So, Uhtred peed and pooped. And then, there was like this neighbor just like across the house ordering Grab. And then he saw the Grab delivery guy, and he was like, Marco, Barco, Barco, Barco. And he wouldn't listen when I told him, let's go inside. So I carried him. Because he refused to stand down. He was like, bark, 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 bark. It's like saying, there's stranger, stranger, stranger. So I carried the little, actually he's not little, he's a big long loaf of bread. Lord. Oof. Uhtred's a little kind of heavy. And then my parents are like cooking something downstairs in the kitchen. He refused to get upstairs because he was like curious, what are they making? So he was attempting to get into the kitchen. I was like, no, no. But he still tried. So I had to resort to carry him. So I carried him all the way up the stairs and into the room. Oh my god. I feel like I worked out. He's kind of heavy. And he's like, what? Half my body or more? Alright, where am I?
I has returned niya. Ha 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 ha. I'm back. Where are we? We're in court. Right. Taday niya.
Well, I would say as a corgi, Uhtred's kind of long, like longer than the ones I see. So he's also slightly bigger than the ones I usually see. I don't know if that's normal. Maybe?
I don't know niya.
Oh gods. Alright.
The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off.
Oh my god, this is so relatable.
If I don't work, I don't eat. And neither do the wife and the kids.
I don't have a wife or kids, but hey, I understand. Oh, I see. That must be very hard.
I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. They have to cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn till dusk. Is it? It is.
So you were out digging up the roads on the way of the incident as well, were you?
That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just around the corner from where it all happened. But that old bookshop, and by that old bookshop it was.
What?
Another coincidence? That's right, Merksham Street it was.
Merksham Street. On the map, Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets.
Juro number 5.
Oh my god. Juro number 5. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of you are gonna decide if my client's alive. Do you want to vote him guilty, or do you wanna say that he's not guilty and let him get away? Oh god. Juror number 5. I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please.
What's the point of that? Can we just get this business over with them? With them?
Please, sir, it is important.
Fine, I'll do it then.
Wow, thank you, sir.
On the day it happened, I was digging a burger.
Okay, press.
Mata.
So if I understand correctly, you're a day laborer and you were doing road maintenance that day.
That's right, like I said, you get a lot of burst gas and water pipes underground in the middle of winter. It's the only time of year fellows like me can actually make a few bob, and I'm missing out today.
And when you say from dawn till dusk?
Well, the work has to be completed within the day, see? No coaches or pedestrians can pass while it's happening.
I wonder if I could trouble you, sir. To mark on the street map the exact location of the works you were carrying out?
Give it here then, let me have a look.
Oh, there it is.
Right, let's see then.
Oh, it's right there.
Here we are, Meerschaum Street. Yes, it was just here like. It was a tidy dig, I can tell you. We had to get through all the drifts of snow that had frozen solid.
Frozen solid. Wow, like ice popsicle. Ice popsicles.
And at what sort of time did you finish the work? Well, we started in the morning and we can't have finished before going sick, I say. The snow had stopped coming down, but it was long past dark for sure.
That means the road work was still going on when Miss Green was attacked at around 5 o'clock. Roadworks on Meerschaum Street, huh?
The reasoning on a longer way home?
Yeah, could be.
See, if you see like a construction, you'd be like, hey, let's go around. Wee. You don't really want to pass through it, right?
Your bookshop, yes. Nice shop, that. But Bourbon books? No, not worth a visit.
It looks like Mr. Santa Claus too.
Oh my god, wait. Bro. Apricots. If this old man says that he was at the area, look at what he's wearing.
It's a green overcoat, yo.
What if he mistook Miss Olive Green for this guy? He's round also.
Right?
Well, that's just my theory.
Sorry. Fold it, you say? Fold what?
No. What I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often?
I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about.
Haha! And at what time did you visit your books on the day in question?
Well, I was picking out books in there all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about.
Aha! He was there. Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time?
Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after the dreadful time I had.
What do you mean?
Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and dunked my head. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up.
Haha! So it is you. This is the person that Natsume-san saw. And that would mean he did pass by Calabash Road. Because he just said so. This old man said he went through Calabash Road.
Haha!
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road?
That's right. I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books.
Juror number 6, I must insist.
that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant.
Huh? Sorry? Extremely sick? No, I'm quite right. No, I'm quite alright now.
Old men. It sends a shiver down my spine to hear the members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt. But I can't help feeling that some of their opinions are rather subjective. I agree. It's the irrelevance of what some of them are saying that sends a shiver down my spine. Still, at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Natsume of anything. That's something. We must use that to our advantage, Mr. Naruhodo. Cunningly. Yes, you're right. Okay, time to head back to the old man. Yes, don't hold back. Pit them all against each other. Pity. Wait, pit them against each other. I remember. It's the blonde dude, the third guy. The man would have gone around the houses on his way back from the shop, not in winter. Do you think I should pin them against each other already? Hold on, can we save? Haha, save! How do I do this? Just press it. Let's put it here on number 11. Doo-doo. Alright, now I can make as much mistakes as I want. Oh god. Oh, here's the thing. I don't know if I have to present something first. I guess not. I know what I want to say, but how do I... Pity's sake that little Nipponese oddity rarely admitted himself. Not that one, I guess. Oops. Poor woman is attacked from behind, how dreadful. The day it happened, I was digging up nursery from dawn till dusk. Calabash Road. Accuse the judge of being a murderer? Are you okay? I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Hold on, let me press this one more time.
Mata!
Can't deny there are other routes to be taken. Calabash Road or something. Yes, that's correct. What counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went to the road or not. And at that moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there? Here's the thing. Technically, he saw the old man, not Miss Olive. The accused himself doesn't remember which way he went. Yeah, you would go to the... I mean, if there was a logical reason why he might have gone... Okay, so I have to pit him against the construction worker. The labor guy. That would be a reason for you not to go through the original route, right? So let's try. Let's pit them together. Okay, let's go with this one. Please be right. It's correct. Those two statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, Counsel? Explain yourself. Please don't point. It wasn't me, I swear. Eh? What? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror 3, number 3. Oh, hello there, meme.
Why do you call me Peach? Why? Why? I'm not a peach.
I'm apricot.
How daring you? How daring you? How could you? Why you do this? Why you do this to me? Huh? Why? Oh, sorry, Onesa, why are you popping out of nowhere? Why you do this to me? Huh?
おい、お前は何?
Hmm? Don't make me attack you with not safe for work art.
It's not like I can show that in YouTube though. I'll get in trouble. So that was such a baseless threat. Such an empty threat. Shipping the jurors? Oh my god.
So this is all this time it's a shipping simulator? Because you are a peach. I'm not peach. I'm apricot. Oi, omae. Watashi wa apricot desu. I'm an apricot. I'm named apricot, by the way. Anzu is apricot. Oi. Don't make me go motorcycle on you. Nya, 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 nya. Yeah, that's a cat functioning as a car. That's right.
Well, juror number 3.
Oh, Misa, what do you mean?
Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited the bookshop to purchase a number of second-hand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Mearsham Street, making it impassable, which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along. Mearsham Street and down Briar Road. Oh yes, of course. What do you think, sir? Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had to go 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. Being run over by the Anzu car. Maybe it's the postal delivery truck. So the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have. I suppose that must be right, eh? Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. But we see now that he had no choice. Yes. Oh boy, you're right. My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may. Yes. I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened.
Ka-ching.
What about you, sir? Who, me? Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in, that's what I say.
Another one. Ta-da! We got it.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful.
Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. It strengthened our position as well. Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if the current leanings are really right or not.
Now if only... If we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy, that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. We might be able to tip the balance completely. Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Van Dix is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent, by whatever means we have at our disposal.
Thank you, Counsel. On with the summation examination, please.
Yes, my lord.
My lord.
It has to be something about the old man. The woman in green collapsed before his eyes.
Haha, this one. This one has to be this one. It's actually Mr. Old Man here.
IGIARI!
Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. Seasoning. Oh my god, seasonings.
A flaw? What are you talking about, Counsel?
Well, juror number 2, juror number 6.
My, whatever do you mean, sir?
Oh, did I get it wrong? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you. Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. Oh, I got it. Okay, thank God. There is at least one fact of which we can be sure. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot. But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey. That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes. Yes, we are well aware of all this. The poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
IGIARI.
Can we really be sure of that, madam? My, whatever do you mean? I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood. Oh my!
Huh.
My goodness, you mean... That's right. I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6. Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today? That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, look at that.
My goodness me!
Huh? Sorry, you need to pay?
And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road.
Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road, where the woman was stabbed, was not on his way home.
Oh my!
You idiot old man! If you hadn't been so deaf as to be roaming about there, we'd have boxed this off hours ago.
And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat?
What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days? Is it a crime to slip over on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat? Is it?
Madame.
My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but... You'd like to change your leaning, I presume? I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty. Thank you.
And I would too.
What?
Is it a crime to change your mind, is it? Well...
Oh. There we go. Popping the fire. And another one.
Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The eyes 2, the nose 4. So the nose have it. Not guilty, they say. Ho ho ho. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Hey there? Eh? Oh, I have my hand.
Could it seem churlish of me to drink from my hallowed chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust? Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Van Zeeks?
It seems I must retract my earlier remark.
What do you mean?
I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Eh?
Whatever do you mean?
IGIARI!
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth.
Indeed. Stalwart juror member 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road, as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you have excavated, sir? That's right. Took me the whole day and they paid me a measly tuppence for it. Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me, do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represent?
Well...
If I'm honest, I don't have a clue, no.
2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all.
In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Huh? Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway, and we just turn in gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time.
Hello, welcome. How is it you? Nya.
So far, we're still in the trial, the first part of the trial, ne?
The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town.
How goes the attorney? It's working out? Kinda?
Ish? Maybe? Eh?
Is that true? Is it? The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road.
Crushed in a single sentence.
An old man. Cold man? Cold man? You can talk. You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese friend behind you at the time? Oh, I can't say I remember.
You don't remember?
How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that the accused saw, but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it.
Yeah.
Order! Order! Lord Van Zieks, explain yourself. My lord, if you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not prefer it during the summation examination? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel.
Oh. Hey. Oh no. He took off the coat.
So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over.
Oh, what are you talking about?
My lord, the prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand.
Wow, he's so flamboyant.
Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses. Ho, ho, ho.
It's next witnesses? Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident. Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less. I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness. Alright. No matter who Van Zieks brings to the stand as his witnesses, and no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent. And I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over.
It's so shonen, ne? Shonen.
Eh? Huh? Who are these people? Nani kore? Weird people.
Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court.
Oh, thank you for the posture check.
No, my fingers have no cracking sound. Oh no. I'll just give you the
tongue clicking.
Oh, it's okay, Uhtred. It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, Uhtred thought I was calling him. I'm sorry. Alright, and I got coffee today.
Is he asleep?
Is he chewing on the thing on his helmet?
Queen know the way.
Yeah, who's our queen?
Tare.
Oh my god, what is this? Is this a couple? Oh, yuck. Is that beat or bait? Anyway. Constable Rolly Bait, sir! Nothing to report on the street, sir! Oh my god, his eyes. What is he? Is he drunk?
And I'm Mrs. Beat. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town's hero's wife. Ah? Nani kore?
What's the story here?
Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day.
And no, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired.
Anzu だよ。Anzu? 私はクイーンじゃないね。
Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world.
Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually.
Indeed. Apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. Ho, ho, ho. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check the meters are reading true, and they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our street lights.
That's a lot for a police officer.
There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I'd have collapsed long ago.
But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor.
And a man of slumber. He's not wrong.
On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction.
It's okay, Uhtred. Baby Uhtred, do you want a belly rub? It's okay, baby. Oh, Uhtred, you want a belly rub? Okay, it's okay, it's okay. See, it's okay. Wow, he's so adorable. Madogo.
This man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat?
You want belly rubs too? Nat, you should ask Dudwa to help you with that. He'll rub you really good, I guess. That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly?
Constable Rolly Bates, sir. Nothing to report on the streets, sir. Oh, what a great witness he's going to be.
Uhtred, no. You can't go to the kitchen. Parents are making stuff. And you're gonna bother them.
Hold on, guys. Let me just tell my dog to calm down. Kicks with the left leg, the air in excitement. Oh my god.
You're a scallywag.
Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimony now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident.
Yes, sir.
Here. What the witnesses saw.
It was our wedding anniversary and Broly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change afterward. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Broly and I both saw him as clear as day.
Looks like the girl's gonna do the talking.
Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say.
Oh dear. This policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be squashed.
It's death knell, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place. What an unfortunate bechancing. And on your wedding anniversary too.
Oh, I know. But I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that.
Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sounds very hard indeed.
Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon.
What do you mean by that?
My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath that it was without
I can't speak today. Nani kore? Maybe I should just be a car. Nya, 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 nya.
Jesus Christ. Jesus, apricot.
Well, it's okay, Utre. That's just me trying to pretend to be a cat car or something.
They are testifying under oath that it was without doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Ho! He! Hoo! Ah, it triggered. No, baby. Down. Down. I'll give you a treat so you can behave. Hold on, guys. Time to give doggy a treat.
So, I'm sorry if you hear the crackling of his treat.
Or a cat bus? Oh my god, I'm a Ghibli Studio character. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less. So you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure.
Oh no, he's gonna persuade them all. He's gonna persuade. Persuasion.
Except that's the man so tired his wife has to do all the talking.
Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense, commence the cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord.
Alright, Adrian. Look at me. Wait. Eat it.
Oh my god, my dog just took the treat and just ran. He ate and ran. Oh god. He took the food so fast from my hand, I just blinked and it was gone.
Monikore. Ninja moves.
Okay, let's press everything they say. Wait. Press.
No time to change after work, you say? Are you also a member of the police, Mrs. B?
Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply.
Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can you?
I think Broly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down the ground, doesn't it, darling?
Oh my god.
What? I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there.
Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy.
Oh no, Rolly, I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes.
Oh dear. That doesn't seem healthy.
Kindly adhere to the point. You were going for a meal after you had finished your beat for the day, correct?
That's right, sir, yes. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But policing is my life, sir. As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end. What's that now? My warrant card, sir. Proof that I'm London Copper. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to us policemen of our sworn duty to patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common men. Sir! And for such a noble cause, I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble.
20 miles?
Huh. This dude has to be buff or something. Is he aware he's married? I have no idea. But it looks like the girl's into uniforms. Because I know that the blooding of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure. So fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then. But sir, just on that one particular day I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beats put up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Get a room, you two. Look at you. Bleh.
You disgust me. You disappoint me. Bleh.
Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly.
Oh, Jesus, smash the apricot. Where's my gun?
Oh, bleh. Yuck. No, this is illegal. Oh, look, they're holding hands. Oh, that's so lewd. Oh.
Oh, what a charming couple. Their young love is such a joy to behold.
No, it's not, Susato. It's disgusting. Look at them. So lovey-dovey in public.
PDA. Yeah.
If a little over the top, perhaps.
And then, kindly describe what happened next. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. Two silhouettes? That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction.
Opposite direction?
There was a rather plump figure, followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man.
Scrawny, thin-looking man?
That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume.
Yes, unfortunately it does.
And you're certain that at that time there was nobody else nearby? Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are street lights on Briar Road, you see. There was nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling?
What? Ah yes, that's right. Of course, there was a light fog on the ground. But Briar Road is dead straight and you could see a fairly long way down the pavement. And then there's the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians.
Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer please, Mr. Bait.
I'm going to say it's beat or bait, okay? I don't care anymore at this point.
Are you quite sure of what you've just said?
Yes, sir. As a copper who spends all day every day keeping watch on the streets, I'd swear to it, sir. I'm not sure. As my love for Patricia is true. Jesus, apricot. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. I hate them. Can we both send them to jail? Can we send them both to jail? Bailiff! They're still maintaining there was no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened.
Ultron, why are you speaking to me? No, baby, we can't go down. They're making food. No, you're not allowed. Yeah, you stay here. Stay. Oh, baby. No, stay. Nah. Do you really need to go?
Oh god, but you just pooped and peed already. I'm so confused now. Huh. Hold on. I'm so confused now. No, Uchid, you really can't. They're using the first floor to make their product, ne? You can't. We have to stay here. You can't hang out downstairs. No, stay. Stay. Behave. No.
Oh my god, baby, no.
You're gonna end up scratching my legs. Ah! Alright. I talked with my child. I was on mute. Hi.
Because I had to speak to my child.
Because my parents have like this small home business thingy, like something for just passive income. They cook something called achara. It's basically vegetables with vinegar. It's a common side dish here in the Philippines. So yeah, they got some orders, so they're making a batch of them right now. And honestly, they're using the whole first floor for it, so I'd rather not have Uhtred around because you know it's food products, right? It's not proper, right? Okay, so let's see. Where are we? Next dialogue, right? Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly.
Thank you. I believe you have a reasonably clear idea of the situation just before the incident, no?
Achara. Yeah, that's how you spell it. Achara. The main ingredient is basically papaya.
A simple Google search will help you. Hi.
What happened in the crucial moments that followed? Ho ho ho.
All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off.
Scattered something? What do you mean by that?
Oh well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But then when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling?
Oh no, they're gonna talk again. What? Ah yes, that's right. It was some old books.
I see. Old books.
Hi. Yes, sir. The culprit had dropped a number of them all around where the victim lay on the pavement.
Indeed, as clearly pictured in this photographic print.
That rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Oh. Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker. But we saw him. It was the man in the dock without question, sir. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the taut mouth, the stub nose, everything. Any more insults you want to throw in?
That's right. He looked down at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away.
I see. This is tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here.
May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please, continue.
Yes, sir. He really looks like he's about to collapse.
We ran straight over, of course, and then we went for help at the nearby police box.
Oh, was it your husband who went to fetch help?
No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling?
Oh god. Ah, what? Ah yes, that's right. I asked Mrs. Pete to go. I was off duty by that point. What a Bobby never really truly off duty. Of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene.
Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerate importance.
That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box.
Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box?
Depends on the crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat the incident fell under, so she could go and report it.
I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There's nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know.
Yeah, disgusting.
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of two model citizens.
Does the beat formed from bite? I'm not sure. Could be a pun with the word beat that they've been saying all this time, like B-E-A-T.
Oh, darling, you're making me blush. Isn't he, darling?
Stay utrecht. We're not going down. Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir. Let's move on, shall we?
It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rowley and I both saw him as clear as day.
But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you?
We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know.
Right.
The light from the street lamps was more than enough. And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he?
Oh my god, you're gonna kill your husband. You're gonna be a widow soon. Yes, and what of the fog?
We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course.
How it is. When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm.
Yes, alright. I take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about?
The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling?
Megan. What? Yes, it was the accused, and no mistake. The mustache, the hunched back, the cat-like eyes, the taut mouth, the snub nose. Unmistakable, sir.
As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was Soseki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime.
Patricia is kinda... Yeah, she kinda is weird, you know? She's weird.
So that's it? Is it? That's their entire testimony? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beats saw what they saw. Or saw what they say they saw. Sort of peach. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day. Yes, I feel the same. So if that's true, where does it leave us? The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony. Oh no! Then what do we do? If Kazuma-sama were here...
Kazuma-sama.
What are you trying to say? I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony. What do you mean somewhere else? Their statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the jury doubt if the pair's memory of the day is accurate. Oh, right. Put simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in this statement somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion. Why do I always seem to be so up against it?
Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something?
Oh, yes, of course. What is it?
Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony, is that right? Is it? Well, out with it!
What? No. Oh no, it's really not that at all.
My husband's a policeman, remember? And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail. Everything like... Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? I could tell you the names of every single one I could. Every single one. And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is?
Oh my god.
Her husband's gonna die before anything.
Oh my gosh. No, it won't do at all. That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Rolly will.
I really didn't mean to cause offense, but put your husband's fist down.
Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. Beat? Might that appease you?
Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling?
I don't even know if he's still alive. Alright, so she's gonna name all of the books. This is where she'll mess up. She'll mess up! Yes, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say.
Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question.
After I'd been to the police box for help, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I am a proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Rolly.
And what was your husband doing at the time?
Oh, he was lying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest.
Huh? Wait, what?
You just let him lie down on the snow? Face down? Girl, your husband's gonna die.
He works ever so hard, you know. Ever so hard, don't you, my darling?
Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime.
Well, Mrs. Beat, seeing as you've regaled the court with tales of your powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene?
I'd be happy to. Now, are you all listening? There was the picture of Monsieur somebody or other, and what's it yearnings? Then there was a meal for someone, and the last one was definitely the thingamy something. You see?
Huh?
That was terrible, woman. Yes, I see there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory.
Oh well, they were all along those lines, I'm quite sure.
There were indeed books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it.
Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling?
Anyone who accepts my Patricia will have to answer to...
Terrifying. Yeah, she really is.
So that's it, huh? Okay, so now we'll have to press on those books, don't we?
So let's skip this dialogue. Come on. Give me the chance to slap it on their face, the IGIARI.
IGIARI!
Meow.
Okay, I must not press it more. Okay, there. Man, this part is long. There we go. So it's the last statement. Alright, and then... let's see. So the picture of Monsieur Leco, Camille for Gaborio, Canterbury... Well, they are quite close, but... This is the only thing I can think of that we can present. Ah, we got it. So you're saying that there were 4 books. Ah, yeah, that's right. She said 4, but there's only 3 in the card.
That's right, I remember all of them. The picture of Monsieur somebody, what's it yearnings, a meal for someone, and the thingamabob something.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat, but there is a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours.
Oh no! What flaw?
Simply that at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4.
What?
This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books.
Your books?
Hello, Papa.
So Papa Apricot just took Uhtred out of the room. I think he read my message late. Oh well, that was a message I sent about 30 minutes ago.
Your books?
Yes, and it details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed.
Only 3? But no, that can't be. I remember seeing them. There were 4 books, I tell you. 4 dirty old books.
Oh really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime.
Oh yeah, there's only 3.
Better late than ever?
Yeah, better late than never.
As you can clearly see from this evidence as well, there are only 3 books.
But I just don't believe it. I saw them there. I swear, I saw them.
No, madam, I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied upon. So it cannot be denied
that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very, very well be mistaken.
Oh no. Oh no, oh no, no!
Oh. Nani? He?
It's plainly evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend.
What?
What cannot be denied is that these two witnesses saw the accused running from the scene, a fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving. Ah! So you've striven to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair?
He sees right through me.
But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you.
What are you talking about?
It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every aspect.
Oh.
You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
Wait, what? But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books.
Quite right. Only 3 can be seen in that print.
That print? You mean to say...
Ah! The glass!
Allow me to present another. One that shows the victim's hand.
Eh?
The lion's pride. Wait. Oh no. Oh no. Wait. The lion's pride. Isn't that... what's his name? The owner of the apartment building. He likes lions, right? And that's one of his favorite books? And look, it's partly burned. Wasn't there a fire at the apartment? Oh no. Did the apartment owner do it? Eh? Oh, nani? It's the 4th book.
As you will observe, the 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso.
You think it was Zunwa?
Oh my gosh. Oh no, Nat. You'll have to handcuff Zuni.
Order! Order!
I'd like a cheeseburger with fries and iced tea and what is chimken nuggies?
There, you see? You see? Look at all that. Look at that. Look. Yes. It's just like I said, isn't it, darling? Yes, Patricia's always right, sir.
Spicy chicken nuggies. Yeah, I want also. Nya, 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 nya.
Oh no.
Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question.
What octane rating does Zeke's wine have? I have no idea.
Mrs. Beat, the titles once again, if you please.
Oh yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur somebody or other.
The picture of Monsieur Lecourt.
What's it, yearnings?
Canterbury Yearnings.
A meal for someone?
A meal for Gaboriau. I don't know how to pronounce that. I have no idea. In fact. As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book's titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Mrs. Beat's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional.
Did you hear that, Rowley? The gentleman paid me a compliment.
Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia's flawless. But there are only 3 books on the receipt. Had Mrs. Beat mentioned 4?
There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly, the 4th book is that which is shown in this photographic print. I'm sorry, Counsel, but does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? Ho, ho. It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim.
The victim was holding her own book? I wonder what became of that 4th book?
Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence.
Ah, he has it.
You will submit that and the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, Counsel. My pleasure, my lord.
Haha. Oh no. Evidence. Evidence.
The prosecution rests. I have nothing further to add.
What?
You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. The spurious longer route to the accused lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination.
Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I?
You see? Everything we've said is true. Isn't that right, my darling?
Yes, Pat. Marry me, Pat.
So perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions.
Hello, twin.
You don't want to go in? Oh, here you go, baby. Okay, good boy.
Ah, Uhtred's back. Good boy. It's okay, baby. Good boy.
Yeah, good boy.
Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is the decision you have to make all too apparent already?
Pam, pam, pam.
You have heard all of the witnesses and seen all of the evidence. This trial has run its course.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we are in a terribly precarious position.
I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Think, Ryunosuke. Think. What do you do now? What do you guys think?
Well, I think if we wait and see...
I'm not sure.
But I guess we'll have to raise an objection because if we stay quiet, then
I guess that would end the game, right? Oh well. Teddy-ho! Raise an objection! I think honestly I just ordered spicy nuggies and enjoyed the show.
I want spicy chicken nuggets. Can you give me nut? Please? 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 Chimka Nuggies. Please? Ha! We will share. Okay, good. He has fallen for the trap. Now everybody, time to jump and get his nuggies. Nya.
Just joking.
I'm not done yet.
No, my learned friend, it's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense. And you failed. The die has been cast. There's no more room for debate.
Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but... I can't think of what to say. If I may, Lord Van Zeeks. It seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point.
Oh. 何これ?
Your insignificant little eastern island, must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this.
Oh. I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable.
Mr. Naruhodo.
One of this land's great guiding principle is tolerance. So the court will hear you, madam.
Go ahead, Mrs. Sato, please.
Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further?
Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished.
I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you?
Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. Okay, we can still look at our court records. Let's try looking at the book. Book. Ah, it is burned. Oh, look at this. The book has been badly burned. You're right. You'd never be able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages. What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently. A book. Recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me? So it is from the apartment. Oh. Can we open the book? No, we cannot. Oh, sad.
Sadness.
Alright. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible.
I just did, madam.
Yes, I understand. And thank you, Miss Sato. This is it. Susato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord.
Oh, Van Zeeks is surprised.
Very well. The defense may present one further evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight in this case. and has hitherto, oh my god, I don't know what that word is, been overlooked.
Well, there's only one.
Huh. Kurae! This evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene.
It's okay, Uhtred, that was just me.
The fourth book found in the victim's hand. We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once.
Imagine you have to tell your lawyer how to lawyer. I wouldn't really trust him.
Might as well get that law degree and defend myself.
Do I make myself clear? Oh, yes, my lord. It's,
Mr. Naruhodo, I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence, which means you may very well be on the right track.
Yes, I think you might be right. So, counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case which this fourth book conceals? I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question. The back? What do you... Good gracious! Ho ho ho! It's been burned to a crisp! So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
Whisper, whisper, whisper.
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponese friend?
Oh.
Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there is nothing to discuss. So should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day, pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide?
A charred book. There's just one possibility here which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory.
Don't keep us waiting any longer then, counsel. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage this sorry tomb has suffered?
The owner, right? I believe it's the apartment dude.
My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth.
Uhtred, it's okay. It's okay, baby. It's okay.
Where am I?
About the book's owner. I beg your pardon?
But we already know who the books belong to. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor. After all, it's obviously hers.
The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered. However, as to the question of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, The defense has a very credible answer. Good gracious! How can you possibly? Very well. I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes away. Counsel, the defense response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book?
Now, where is the old man?
There we go. John Garrideb. There, that's the name. Because when we went to his house, right? We found out he's into lions.
So let's present him. John Garrideb.
The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb, the landlords. And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know. Oh, I pressed the autoplay, that's why. But of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Mrs. Garrideb herself. Oh my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garrideb's wife. I'm his maid.
Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garrideb's house?
I would never presume to know all of the books he keeps, sir. This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, you say? You implicate this hard-working member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable.
This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's house.
Good Lord! What sort of incident, counsel?
A fire, my lord.
Dun, 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 dun.
Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride.
That would mean Olive Green would have been in their house, right? I mean, that's the only explanation for that. It's okay, Uhtred. You might be just hearing Mama and Papa downstairs.
The Lion's Pride?
And look at his face here. I need a screenshot of this. It's such a mood. There we go.
By Jove! The very same title that the subject of this debate. Oh dear me. This is risible. All you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire. In which case it would be reasonable to assume that it was burned to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime.
Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garrideb was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garrideb even amid the flames.
Oh, how awful! I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Rolly?
Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia would never raise a finger against me, sir. Yeah, but it seems like she can strangle you with your skull.
Had all my favorite books, favorite old novels in that case, but as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. Then the wife started hurling things at me. There was I back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books, incoming 10 to the dozen.
So it was thrown out the window.
The man had his back up against the window and he had burning books thrown at him. Ho ho ho. Goodness gracious! Are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime? No, a thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident, and there is no report of the Garidev's window pane being broken.
That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Garidev household. But it is not conceivable that the window was open at the time in...
Not even remotely. Let us not forget the reason and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter. Does the defense postulate the scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Do you earnestly claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garib's wife?
I believe so. I believe it's a possibility, sir. Whisper, 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 whisper. That's quite enough. Eh? Who's talking? Oh, Mrs. Garrigan.
That's enough. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you really are now, you little foreigner trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. A mean coward.
Really?
Claiming that our little tiff set the whole neighborhood alight? Honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It's nothing to do with this beastly case. Not any of it. And all you've done is sully our family's name.
No, I assure you that was never my intention.
Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. I should box your ears, that's what I should do. It's utterly unforgiving.
She almost hit the person beside her.
Too right.
Here we go.
How long have we sat here now listening to this Nipponese spouting out his fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with a mustache. And he ran away from the scene too.
I do declare you're right.
It's true. Yes, what did I tell you? Makes sense to me.
Sorry, what was that?
Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Van Zieks? In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage.
No, wait. The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been... Oh. Here we go again with the leg.
If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time.
What, no forgive the discourtesy this time?
Ahem. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Oh,
有罪有罪有罪有罪有罪
Whoa! Hurrah!
Thank you for that unambiguous response. Ho ho ho.
that's twice now. It's over. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up. Okay, let's see who says this. Miss Osato. Miss Osato? Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. You're not suggesting... Of course! The defense has the right to another summation examination at this point. You could still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance.
My lord,
Defense asks to exercise its right to a summation examination.
you believe you still have tricks up your sleeve?
I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, to be continued. Ah, what do you know? We can end in this part, ne?
Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya.
Alright,
So, apricots, my dear viewers,
we can end the stream in this part. Perfect, it's a save point. So I guess next stream, it's probably... I guess the climax? I feel like it's the last part. The details are all so close already. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Alright, wait, let's get some BGM in here. There we go. It's a little faint. Better than nothing. I think it's kind of loud. Let me know if it's too loud. Anyway, thank you very much for passing by or staying in my stream today. If you enjoyed your time here or if you liked any moment of this stream at all, I'd like to request that you punch that like button and poke that subscribe button
with the best smile
and IGIARI that you can say or objection, ne?
Hi.
Alright, so for those who are new, I do stream in Twitch and in YouTube. In Twitch, I'm usually there on Wednesdays around 9 or 10 p.m. And on Sundays, I am here in YouTube around 9 or 10 p.m. as well. So do follow my socials if you'd like to keep updated on when I am live or what I plan to do.
Yeah. Nya, nya, nya.
Oh my god, it's not gonna stop, is it? Alright. Thank you guys also for being around when I stream, ne? It's always fun having some time with you all.
Alright. So let's do our outro together. Otsuanzu.
If you know it, say it with me. If you don't, then listen well so we can say it together
Next time.
Alright. Are you ready? Alright. And as always...
Katonk. Oh look, I'm double boxed in today.
I'll see you in the next package delivery.
Bye bye. Nya, 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 nya. Nya 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 nya. Nya 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 nya. Nya 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 nya. Nya 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 nya. Nya 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 nya. Nya nya. Nyu nyu. Pom 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 pom. Pom pom. Nya. 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 Nya.